had written Expectations before I went on tour with Halsey, South America. It was like one of the 3 that I premiered to the fans, and it was the one that resonated the most, I believe. By the end of the song, they were singing the words, and the live performance of it got like over 1 million views on YouTube already. So, and I feel like it's a perfect encompassing of the world that I'm about to be, for sure. Really organic. I wrote it really quickly, actually. I wrote it with Kid Harpoon, who's an incredible producer from London, and he was working out of LA, in the studio in LA. And we were just vibing, like it all came together so organically, and I was feeling the type of way about something that happened to me the night before. That was completely out of line, out of pocket on my end. But it still was, I had lingering feelings because I'm a very emotional person. So I just kind of wrote out my feelings, and this is what it amounted to. It really resonated with me, and just like feelings that I have when I'm going through stuff. I think we can all relate to having expectations, especially in relationships, about the way your partner's supposed to act for you. And that usually leads to our disappointment, because you shouldn't expect anyone to act any kind of way except yourself and have expectations for your own behavior. It's about like self-analyzing more than anything, was what I realized after I wrote the song. I was like, because after I wrote the song, I was like, oh my God, I was bad. Let me call him and like apologize for being so crazy. My soul. I'm gonna definitely be, all of the songs that I've written have come from a very genuine place in my heart. So that's definitely one expectation you can have, you can't have. And also just kind of duality, like multidimensionality. I'm very much exploring all kinds of different parts of myself and allowing that to be whatever I need it to be. Whenever I hear sounds or create sounds to write to, I definitely just kind of, again, come from a place of authenticity. So I think that's really all I can give. You're gonna get like all the different parts of me. Yeah, I mean, I was always a writer. Like I always wrote in my notes and in my notebooks, and more poems and stories and thoughts. And then I think I just had this kind of aversion to trying music because I was so nervous that I wouldn't be good enough at it, because there's so many amazing artists out there, first of all, that I'm so inspired by. And second, it's just a really kind of scary world of comparison out on social media and out in the critic department. So it's hard to want to begin a narrative from your soul when someone could really tear it down. So I was just a little nervous about that. But the more that I sat down and forced myself to do it and kind of allowed myself to absorb the greatness that was around me, to kind of learn from them and learn from all the different experiences that I was going through, I think it just kind of got me to a place creatively where I was feeling authentic and feeling motivated to just tell my story and not just be what mattered, instead of like what people would think, more so just me making sure that I purged my soul of my art. A lot of different people. I've met a lot of different creatives and songwriters along the way. I think someone who helped me a lot in discovering and like believing in my artistry was my boyfriend this time, because he, you know, I would tell him my insecurity of writing songs, and he'd just be like, no, like you're a musician, like don't do it. Like do it before you knock yourself, you know what I mean? So he definitely drove me a lot, and he, you know, helped me, let me sit in on a couple of the sessions with like someone who was a huge icon to me, and watching her and her vulnerability and her writing process really inspired me a lot to kind of accept that art is a vulnerable process. You're gonna go through parts of it where the song isn't that great, or you know, you throw out a line that's not the best line you could have possibly thrown out, but that doesn't diminish the fact that you can get to a good line. I was just so scared of failure and so scared of looking stupid that I didn't even allow myself to try, but she really changed that a lot. It was Alicia Keys. Yeah, I wrote with her. And that was just magical. And that was a Thai session, but he just invited me to it and allowed me to be present in that space. So that's why I contribute a lot of me coming out of my shell to him, because he definitely pushed me, definitely. Watching him work and his work ethic, which is incredible, like all day, every day, like working, really inspired me to just like go in and go hard. And it's really brought me to a place where I'm creating what I want from my heart, and it's incredible. And I think she's one of my top 5 artists, just because she's such a vulnerable, dope musician, and she's always very authentic and giving light to her story and to her struggles and just that of other people's. So I just am a firm believer in artistry to that degree. So watching her again in her process in making a song from scratch and starting out with chords that, you know, we didn't necessarily like, and then reverting to another place, and, you know, her throwing out lyrics or singing something that wasn't exactly perfect the first time it came out of her mouth, you know what I mean? Like that, just watching her and her vulnerability of making a song was so incredibly inspiring and life-changing for me, because I was able to see my idol like in the workings of, and that just made me realize like, oh, we all have to start somewhere. Like we all have to start in that, in like this place of it's not that great to get it to a point where it is great, because if you don't start, you're never gonna finish.